If you don't think you're blessed, take a deep breath. You know you're blessed, okay? At this time, we would ask everyone if you would turn your phones off or put them on mute or silent, whichever one you prefer. Today is the 10th. Okay. I now call this meeting of the Bethel Board of Commissioners to order. The time is now 6:01. The date is Tuesday, February the 10th, 2026. At this time, we'll have our roll call. And we'll start to my right, Commissioner Conger,
Present.
Commissioner Lilly,
Here.
Mayor Pro Temp Griggs,
Here.
Commissioner Whitehurst, absent, Commissioner Jones.
Present.
Okay, we do have a quorum. Now, at this time, I will ask the commissioners if you will look at your packet to see if there's anything that's immoral. Okay, if there's nothing in your packet that you see that's immoral within your packet, at this time, do I have a motion to approve the proposed agenda?
So moved.
Okay, motion made by Commissioner Lilly. Is there any discussion? If there's no discussion, can I have a second?
Second.
Second made by Mayor Pro Temp Griggs. All in favor, raise your right hand. Okay, motion carried. Okay. Next, we're gonna ask Commissioner Griggs if she'll give us our invocation.
Okay. Let's bow our heads. Father, in the name of Jesus, we want to say thank you for this day, a day that we've never seen before. We ask that you will conduct this meeting in order, decent and in order, that everybody will coordinate and be in the same mind. We ask right now that you will look over us and bless us as we enter into this meeting. In Jesus' name, amen.
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 And at this time, we're gonna ask Miss Brandy Little if she would come and give us our pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the
Hold on, Miss
flag
Brandy.
of the United
Okay, all right. Would you tell us what your name is and what school you're from? And
My name is Brandy and I am from Bethel School.
and what grade you in?
I am in first grade.
All right. All right, now you can do your pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic of which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right.
Good job. What's the last name? What was that?
It's Rainbow.
Middle.
Mile 3 for the camp. And for those of you that may not know, we've incorporated with the Bethel School to have a student to come over each month that we have our town hall meetings to do our pledge of allegiance for us. Okay, next, we already had the approval of the proposed agenda. Okay, do I have a motion to approve our regular monthly meetings for January 6, 2026, and the Bethel Stormwater Workshop for January 13th, 2026?
So moved.
Okay, motion made by Mayor Pro Temp Griggs. Can I have a second?
Second.
Okay, second by Commissioner Conger. Is there any discussion? Okay, if there's no discussion or correction, all in favor by raising your right hand. Okay, motion carried unanimous. All right. Next, we have public comments, and our public comments are basically this. It provides an opportunity for the residents to comment on any item included on the agenda or to address the town board on any matter related to the town of Bethel. Comments are limited to 5 minutes, and we do have one person that signed up, and that's Mr. Devontae Jones. And we will ask if you would come to the podium and state your name.
My name is Devontae Jones. How y'all doing today? Good, good. So I want to send out an invitation concerning April the 4th here in Bethel, North Carolina, an event that we have going on, and this will be our Easter gathering. So I wrote down the letter. As nervous I am right now, I shouldn't be because I do it on social media, but this is special for me, okay? So just bear with me. Dear Bethel community, it is with great joy and excitement that we invite you to join us for our Bethel Easter celebration, a special day of unity, love, and togetherness for family near and far. This year marks a historical moment for our town as we celebrate Bethel's very first Easter parade, which is a milestone that reflects the pride and spirit of our community. We are honored to come together in celebration to lift up our risen Savior, hope, and new beginnings. We would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our incredible community partnership and sponsorship who made this event possible, including Perkins Funeral Home, Bethel Pharmacy, and UPOH under the leadership of Mr. Jerome and his own business partner, Full Gospel Tabernacle. Your continued support and dedication to Bethel do not go unnoticed, and we thank you for investing in our people and our future. A special thank you is also extended to Mayor Carl Wilson for his leadership, encouragement, and commitment to uplifting community events that bring us all together. What can you look forward to for this event? We have a great lineup, a live performance that include our community choir that we just built. We had 96 people sign up for the community choir here in Bethel, along with other talents of local artists that include Evangelist Mary Brown and the Spiritual Singers. Our very own Bethel Baptist Church will be performing, as well as other. This will truly be a great celebration for you and your family. As we celebrate Easter, let us remember the true meaning of this season, love, sacrifice, and new life, and continue to strengthen the bond that will make Bethel such a special place to call home. We are also still looking for sponsorship. If you would like to be a sponsor, you can email us at dboy12production@gmail.com. Again, that's dboy12production@gmail.com. Thank you for this time.
Okay, as far as the board, are there any questions for Mr. Jones?
I was just,
We-
you said that there was a parade and it was on April 4th?
Yes, ma'am.
What time?
It's going to be 11. Thank you for
All
that.
right, thank you.
Yes, 11. And then right after the parade, we'll meet at the Field of Dream Park here in Bethel from 1 through 6 for our Easter gathering, which will include bouncy house, food truck, vendors, and so much more for kids and family.
Commissioner Green, Jones, you had a question?
No, she got it.
Okay. Okay, is there any other question from the board? All right.
Thank
sir.
you.
All right. Next, for the board, we're now at the presentation at this, we have one other, for public comment, Mr. Chase Colson.
Okay.
Good evening.
I'm not good at public comment, so I'll just read the paper.
If you would state your name.
My name is William Chase Colson. I go by Chase. Here, fire department, you'll know me as Colson. Hello, my name is William Chase Colson. I live at 3757 Cecil Street. I wanted to come here tonight to be heard on public record. I had typed up another letter to express the difficulties and lack of cooperation I've experienced dealing with the town. But in the spirit of cooperation, I will hold on to that letter for another meeting, at least until I see what this one holds for tonight. For those of you here tonight who have not heard or know, I'd like to give a small summary of the situation. There is a part of my house is on the town ditch. The closest part, the back left corner of my house, is approximately 6 feet from what is now the top of the ditch. This is because the town paid, in his own words, just some farmer with an excavator to dig the ditch out. This was sometime probably around 2019/2020. As you can see from the pictures, the operator dug well inside the property line. Not only did he take some of my property, but due to the inexperience, resulted in the ditch collapsing. Since this happened, my house has had an influx of settling and sinkholes. I have cracks in the walls separated from ceilings, and warping door frames. The last part of my statement tonight, I want to call upon the town to do the right thing, not only fix the ditch, but also the problems that resulted from the poor management of the ditch. Thank you for your time, and look forward to hearing from you.
All right. Okay. All right. Mr. Colson. Okay, next to claim our attention is, our presentation by Mr. Jerome Brown and Ms. Carolyn Mayo, United Providers of Healthcare Research.
Good evening, everyone. Happy New Year to those who had a chance to say hello. I'm Jerome Brown, one of the owners of United Providers of Health. My partner, Carolyn Mayo, had to take care of some other things back in Raleigh. It's a great pleasure to be here, and I've been in this town now. We've been in this town now since November of 2019, and my truck has 197,000 miles on it, and that's a 3-year-old truck. I say that because we do a lot of things all throughout the state. We had a pleasure today, to meet with with Scott and Mayor Wilson with the Deputy Secretary of Health. I mean, she handles all rural health. She handles all long-term care, handles behavioral health. She is one of the top individuals reporting to the Secretary. I say that because it rolls into what I'm about to talk about. In rural health, it's one of our major areas. We're probably one of many companies that focus on rural health. And inside the state of North Carolina, 100 counties, 82 of them are rural. Or maybe it's 84, 85, depending on who you look at. And there's a big thing on rural health. When we started doing our business strategy back in 2018, we focused on rural health. And the biggest challenge you have in rural health, you cannot get much data or research about chronic diseases. And what are chronic diseases? They fall in the following category: hypertension, diabetes, the other one is cancer screening. So these are top things that address folks in the rural area because we don't have access to health care like in Raleigh or Charlotte or Miami where you can just go down the street and you're right there. So we have formed a partnership with a research individual. She's a part of CIMAC Health, Dr. Brenda Jameson, who's CEO and founder, me and my partner. So we're going to start doing research work to address chronic illness in Bethel. And before you go out and get funding on anything, you need to have data. And analytical data that says it makes sense to do something like that so we can demonstrate to universities and other organizations, and especially the state, we need support in the rural areas to address these chronic diseases. Mm-hmm. Chronic diseases is really hard and threatening a lot of us, and it affects our mortality rate in underserved rural communities, okay, because accessibility is not there. So how is this going to work? We're going to start first with cancer and move on to all the other ones I just mentioned a minute ago. So here it's going to, and you all have opportunity to take part in this as well. So the way we're going to go about this is the following. We're going to start doing screening and gathering people together at all locations in Bethel, whether it's the senior citizen building, whether it's the pharmacy, whether it's the library, whatever. These are all gathering places that we can go to and convene people to get your feedback and your input about what's happening with you or a loved one so we can have the data, okay? So that'd be the first. So the first thing to indicate to us, like, okay, engage people. We don't get a lot of engagement because we're so dispersed. And a lot of things while we're dispersed, transportation, funding, how do I get there timely, and we don't have the localities to meet at a convenient place. So we're going to hopefully change that, pick some time up. So why there's so many barriers inside our communities, cost, insurance question, transportation, fear of confusion, and most importantly, we're fear of screening. Because historically, we've been screened, and people come and do nothing, okay? And I'm a country boy from South Carolina. I'm a Geechee. And if you know about Geechees, okay, in South Carolina, to me, Bethel is high cotton compared to how I grew up as a kid in South Carolina, in Cross, South Carolina, outside Charleston. So this is high tech living coming to Bethel for me as a kid. Because I grew up in outhouses and water running and plying with a mule, and we didn't have much at all. So that's why I love Bethel so much. And my partner grew up in Greenville. She has a taste for the country as well. Why we need to meet? We're gonna be meeting at churches, faith-based organizations, seniors, center, libraries, coffee shop, Bethel Farmers, all these locations we have, we're gonna convene and make it convenient for you to come and be a part of these surveys gonna do. Once the survey is complete and get the information, then we're going to actually come and have you sit and talk about your experience and your accessibility for these things. So once we gotta bring awareness to you about this chronic disease and what's going on, and then we're gonna come and ask you all to be a part of surveys. And we'll start tracking those surveys and what's happening over time. Okay, so it's not a one-hit wonder. It'll start in the early March timeframe, and we'll look at cancer first. We'll look at hypertension, we'll look at diabetes, and then we'll have enough data to pull together to go back to these big universities where Dr. Jameson and her team to say, we got data, we got facts, we need X, Y, Z here in the town. Because, you know, they're not gonna give you anything, right, Chief, until you can't go off a whim, or I feel good, or kumbaya. There's no funding for kumbaya. So you have to really have data to support what you want to do. So we're going to be asking individuals. You have opportunity to be a part of this because we're going to need a convener. So someone who can come talk to people, get things going on, and there'll be a nickel and a dime involved with that too for to be a convener. And there'll be a nickel and dime involved with gift cards and things for your time as well. So we're not going to give you other people gift cards. We want you to come back in this community and do things in the community with your dollar. We don't want to send dollars out to other group when you give a gift card. So that'd be a part of it as well, okay? Last thing, I'm going to indicate what we learned together, what can work. We got to take down the barriers that are taking place. Why won't people in rural areas give information feedback or be a part of a research? Nobody gonna stick you or plug you or do anything like that or make you guinea pig. We just want information. We got to gather so we can show them that we need help and support in the Bethel and surrounding communities. You'll go about completing the screening, and we'll ask you questions like that, and then we'll move forward and address the issue. We'll give funding or some degree of a stipend for transportation. Things like that, so we can say, "Wow, I'm outside of Bethel and I can't get there, but okay, how can we get you? I need to get gas and whatever." So we'll do some things to minimize any barriers for you to want to come to the library or come to the pharmacy or go to the senior citizen building to be a part of that. They'll be done in early evenings when people are off work, and make that happen. So it's a lot of work to be done, but nothing comes to you very easy, right? The long-term approach is that we want to build a sustainable network to bring future grants and partnerships to Bethel, ongoing health education outreach, stronger partnership across the community, and your voice matters, okay? We've had several visits over here, and I'm great to see you here again as well. We had a lot of visits here over the past couple of weeks, past couple of months, and more to come. Because I mentioned to the governor, and joking, I said that Bethel will become the new capital of North Carolina. And he laughed. I'm going to do my own, what do you call it, mapping? I'm going to do my own UPOH mapping, Ms. Mill, make Bethel the capital. But there's a rich heritage here. And you all been here longer than I, I'm a commuter, and soon, hopefully, I'll having a home here in a couple of years. But I love this town. My partner loves this town. We believe in this town. We just got to be louder and get more for our town, okay? It's personal, I grew up in an outhouse and pumping water from a pump, So I believe in the leadership here, and we want to go make a change by getting this research work done. And so you're going to hear about it. Coming in March, sign up, be a part of it. Let's make change happen, and let's make Bethel, what do you say, the phrase you use for Bethel?
We want
The town that could?
make it a quiet bedroom community.
Exactly. So thank you for your time. Look for these flyers to come around and hope you can participate. Thank you for your council for your time.
All right, is there any question for Mr. Brown on the board? If no question, thank you, sir.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Okay, next to claim our attention is old business, and at this time, I'll turn it over to the manager.
Thank you, Mayor. Under the title SCIF Grant Capital Expenditures, the SCIF is a state grant, the State Capital Infrastructure Fund grant. We have remaining funds of that, about $156,000. In one of the projects, there's actually two projects. that we want to embark upon. One is to finish off about a 600 square foot area in the back of Town Hall that's unfinished, to be used for a law enforcement room for them to come and use the restroom, have a kitchenette. And also we want to do some renovation at the fire department. The bathrooms need to be renovated. They have a need for a shower to be installed, so we need to renovate both bathrooms to accommodate a shower. So we went out for bid, and it's been kind of like pulling teeth to get contractors to come to Bethel. Been embarked upon this back in September and had a pre-bid conference and invited people, and nobody initially showed up. But we eventually did get contractors to come to Bethel, and we have plans drawn up for the Town Hall project. And right now we've got a bid for the Town Hall project from Unshakable Builders, and they did the pit stop building, the prior police department. They renovated that for the county, and they did a very good job on that. I feel like they will for here at Town Hall. The bid is for $89,000, and that is to finish off that back room area, plus these original 1904 windows around the Town Hall would be replaced as well with hopefully aesthetically close-looking windows, probably double pane, but not just single pane glass windows. So that is the first part of this, $89,000. We also got a bid from Unshakable Builders for the fire station renovations, and their bid was $38,500, which was quite a bit more than we had allocated out of the SCIF grant to do that work. We had a couple other bids, but they were by contractors that didn't have their workers' comp coverage. And the board had actually awarded that work to Scott Farmer probably well over a year ago, but Scott was unable to or unwilling to procure the workers' comp coverage. And if they don't have workers' comp, then we get dinged on it. When we have to fill out an audit at the end of the year, if they didn't have the coverage, then we end up paying thousands of dollars for their insurance coverage because they didn't have it. So we tried making a new policy that any contractor doing work with the town of Bethel has to have all their insurance in place. So in the back end, we're not paying out town dollars to pay for that. Commissioner Lilly, Fire Chief Lilly, as well, was able to get an alternate bid by a contractor that does have all his insurance coverages, and that is from Roberto Valaquez, and he's done some work in town that Mr. Lilly is familiar with, and his bid was for $20,800. So I'm recommending that the board consider the Unshakable Builders bid for Town Hall, which includes the back room renovation, the window replacement. That was a total of $89,000, and then the Roberto Valaquez for $20,800. And again, 100% of this is coming out of this state grant that we are able to use for capital needs.
Okay, you've heard the recommendation from the manager in reference to the capital needs. Can I have a motion to? Actually, we're gonna do this with two motions.
Yeah.
We're gonna have. Can I get a motion to approve the selection of Unshakable Builders for the town hall renovation at $89,000?
So moved.
Okay, motion made by Commissioner Conger.
Conger.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Okay, second by Commissioner Lilly. Is there any further discussion? Okay, if there's no further discussion, all in favor by raising your right hand. Okay, motion carried. Okay, next, can I have a motion to, for the fire station renovation at $20,800 by Roberto Vasquez?
Motion.
Okay, motion made by Commissioner Lilly. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mayor Pro Tem Griggs. Is there any discussion? If there's no further discussion, all in favor by raising your right hand. Okay, motion carried. All right. Next, to claim our attention is the donation of 3 vacant tax parcels. And we'll let our manager continue.
May I have a quick question before we move to that next item? I was just gonna ask about, on the information that we had about these funds, because that leaves how much does it leave to spend with these funds? Any?
We started, I think the county got an initial grant of $500,000, which a good part of it was used to renovate this part of Town Hall you see now.
Okay.
We used, monies to renovate the library.
We did town hall, we did the library, and we have funds that's allocated also for the senior center.
Right,
Will that expend all the monies?
yes.
Yes, it will.
Yeah, we have until, I think, December 31st of this year to expend those funds. So we're trying to spend them down.
And the reason I asked was I saw on the form, it had something up there about electronic video display.
Yeah, on the remaining funds, there are some other projects we want to bring back before the board.
That's what's left.
Okay, 46,200 is what is the balance of those funds. And we did have some other additional projects we wanted to consider, such as senior center needs. There's some roof repair, flooring, ramp, so we wanted to spend some money there. There's a video recording system. So these meetings are telecast via YouTube, thank you.
Facebook.
But sometimes when the internet goes out, the video is lost. So for about $6,000, we can start recording, having these on site, so we're not losing any of the coverage. So that's one of the things we may bring back. The pit stop, we have an exterior mural wall. The outside funds are gonna pay for the mural, but there's a window that faces the roadway that we would like to close in to make that one flat surface. And on that project, the Pitt County Arts Council is administrating that project, and they put out an RFP to get artists who would be interested. They had 30 different artists who are submitting proposals to do the mural. And there'll be a committee that will kind of vet some of those. It'll come back before town council, the town board for approval. So some other projects we hope to
Yeah,
bring
'cause-
back to you.
Yeah, because actually somebody had actually approached me about, about the possibility of having something that would allow the citizens sometimes to see some of the things that we are getting to look at. So when I saw that about the electronic video display, I was wondering if
Yeah, so
would do
that way we can put it on our website. If somebody wants to watch it tomorrow, they want to watch it a week from now, or they want to watch a broadcast from a year ago. If they're recorded, we'll have a permanent recording of those that can be kept for history per se.
Thank you.
Okay,
Sorry.
that answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Okay, next we're looking at, the donation of the 3 vacant tax parcels on Smith Street Park.
Okay, on this item, this has came before the board previously, and our town attorney, Keene Laster, is not able to be here tonight because we rescheduled the meeting. The town of Grimesland meets on this designated date and time. He has done the title work on this, and he will bring this back to the board on March the 3rd to provide his research and recommendation. He is ready to move forward on this. It's only about 0.42 acres in totality of the three parcels, but it will expand the acreage at the park. So if the board will allow, we'll bring this back, let him expound upon that when he's in attendance.
Okay. Next to claim our attention is item I, new business. And we're gonna ask the manager to continue on.
Okay, on this item, it's titled Formation of Separate Appointed Bethel Planning Board. So the Bethel Town Ordinances calls for a planning board. I believe it's like a 9-member board. It's got a certain number of town representatives, ETJ representatives, even has a representative from Edgecombe County. But years ago, the town, because there was very limited to no activity from a planning standpoint, subdivisions and whatnot being submitted, the Board of Commissioners appointed themselves, you, as the planning board. It's really not in conformance with state statute, the general statutes of what we need. So Mr. Keene Laster and myself have discussed this and are recommending that you consider appointing truly a separate planning board that can make recommendations to you as the town Board of Commissioners on whether it's rezonings, whether it's subdivision plats, those types of matters. So this is just to introduce this topic to you. We would need first to change the code of ordinances so that it would reflect the number of new planning board members. And then also, once you're in agreement to that, we would want to advertise maybe for 30 days to allow anybody within Bethel who has an interest of serving on the planning board to submit an application of interest. We would then bring those before you, and let you select the number of people that you'd want on that board to make recommendations about the growth of Bethel and good practices. So I guess the first question is the board interested in making that transition to take it away from you, so you're not sitting as both the planning board and the town board of commissioners? If so, let Mr. Laster and myself draft up a proposal to change the town ordinances, bring that back to you. If you approve that, you can then advertise to be able to apply to be on the board.
Okay, so do I have a motion? You heard what the recommendation of the manager in reference to the planning of the planning board. Do I have a motion that he brings this back after consulting with our town attorney, and then we'll see what the board is recommending in reference to that. So do I have a motion that he gathers the information and brings back to us?
I'm sorry. But state statute sort of requires it to be a separate board, right?
Yes, it's gonna be a separate
It's
board.
gonna be.
That's why we're asking
You
you
mean
now to have a
recommendations for the board.
planning board.
Yeah.
I make a motion that we, let the committee to do that and take it away from the town commission.
Okay, the motion
We let
made,
the planning board.
motion made by Commissioner Lilly. Can I have a second?
I second.
Okay, second by, Mayor Pro Tem Griggs. And all in favor that we do this, showing your voting sign by raising your right hand. Okay, all right, that motion carried. Okay, next to claim our attention is item 2, is the little small subdivision.
Okay, Mr. Mayor and board members, on this item, the Bethel Planning Board, which was you, met to consider the little small subdivision. This was back on January 13th, when you had both the planning board meeting and then the Board of Commissioners meeting on stormwater, 2 separate meetings. But when you met as the Bethel Planning Board, you met to consider this 8-lot subdivision entitled the Little Small Subdivision. You, as the planning board, made a recommendation to the town board to approve this, and we have Steve Spruill here with our consulting if there's any follow-up questions to this. But if not, it is recommended to accept the recommendation of the planning board and to approve this. It is noted by your code of ordinances for the town under the planning subdivision regulations that this will have to come back to the board for the final plat. This is the preliminary subdivision plat. The final plat will have to come back. We'll bring that back on March the 3rd. That's just procedural.
And just to let you know, so, when we say the little small subdivision, this is the plot of land that's right across from the Public Works building. Okay, at this,
It's bound by Church Street, Morton Street, and Package Craft Road.
and even so with that, that's the, plot of land that's right in front of Package Craft there. Okay, all right, next, do I have a motion, upon recommendation of the Bethel Planning Board to give preliminary plot approval to the little small subdivision?
So moved.
Okay, motion made by Commissioner Conger. Do I have a
Second.
second?
Second.
Second by Mayor Pro Tem Griggs. Is there any discussion? Any questions? If there's no discussion, no questions, all in favor by raising your right hand? Okay, motion carried. Next to claim our attention is the offer to purchase town-owned properties.
Okay, on this item here, we've got 2 parcels of land that we've received offers to purchase on. So you have 2 parcels of land, they're side by side, and you have 2 separate sets of offers on these 2 parcels. So it's parcel 9216 and 29604. And these are on Church Street. These are vacant parcels. One is, actually faces Church Street and the other is landlocked. It's a parcel behind it. So the initial offer came in for parcel 9216 and an offer of $600. Then for the landlocked parcel 29604, an offer of $300. You then had right behind that another, and that was by an offer by Geraldine Dixon Brown. You then had a few days later, another person came in, I think, I'm sorry, the first offer was by Freddie Lambert. For 9216, the amount was $300. For parcel 29604, the amount of the offers was $150. Subsequent to that, you had Geraldine Dixon Brown come in, who basically doubled those offers. For parcel 9216, they offered $600, and for parcel 29604, $300. So it's up to you as a board to decide if you're going to accept one of the two offers. Hopefully you'd accept the higher offer. If you do, we would then have to advertise this for bids to allow anybody else who would want to upset the bid. We have to advertise this in the paper, and I think you have to upset it by 5% and then post money on it, and our town attorney will walk us through that. But these are parcels that are in the town's name that we are collecting no tax revenue on, and if, whether they're built upon or whether they remain vacant, if they're out of our name, A, we don't have to worry about maintaining them, whether that's mowing them. B, we're gonna get a couple dollars in tax revenue out of them. So it's recommended to get these parcels out of the town's ownership.
I make a recommendation that if they want it, we let them have it.
Yeah.
Okay, which set of offers, the higher set?
The second offered the higher.
Geraldine Dixon
Yes.
Brown.
Okay. Okay, we got a motion from Commissioner Lilly in reference to accepting the higher offer by Geraldine Dixon Brown. That's for parcel 9216 and parcel 29604. Can I get a second?
I second.
Okay, second by Mayor Pro Temp Griggs. Is there any question or any further discussion?
So as of right now, she hadn't said anything about building or what she's gonna do with it at all?
She's here.
He's here.
Do you want to?
Yes, will you come, Ms. Dixon, would you come to the podium?
May I ask a question while she's coming up?
Yes, sir.
We had two bids within like 4 days of each other. Is it like just people all of a sudden say, we're gonna bid on these two properties, or how did that come about?
I don't recall how, Ms. Dixon Brown, how you became aware?
Well, it was like a couple of months ago. I was talking to a gentleman that said he owned the property, and then he found out he didn't own the property. So that's why I came and I wanted to see what was going on with the property, because it's right there by my fence. And, you know, it'd been there for years, and we thought that the gentleman owned the property. So that's why my husband and I put in a bid, because it's right there at the edge of my fence.
I think, as I recall, you happened to come to know that bids were put on these, and you said, oh, well, I have the adjoining property, I'm interested in
Because
acquiring this.
because I've been on that land for 20-some years.
Right.
And we've been wanting that land, but we thought it belonged to the other gentleman, in which it didn't. So that's why I came forth now.
Okay, are there any other questions for Ms. Dixon?
Are you planning on building on it or shop or something?
No,
Or-
no.
So you
I just wanted to put my fence on the edge of it.
That's fine.
Not building, it's not big enough to do a whole lot with.
Right.
Anyway, so,
Okay. That's fine.
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome.
Okay, any other question or discussion? Okay, all in favor that we accept the bid by raising your right hand? Okay, motion carry unanimous. Okay. Next to claim our attention is our budget financial matters.
All right, on this budget amendment, initially, so this is the contract to pay Carolina Earth Movers to do the additional work that we discussed at your last meeting. It was the $10,850 to continue clearing the ditch along the path that they were working on. But since that time, we've We've had the workshop on stormwater regarding the work on this ditch. We have been in talks with Rivers and Associates. They've been studying this ditch and looking at approaches of how to maybe straighten out the alignment of the ditch. At current time, they are working with Carolina Earth Movers, trying to get some numbers as to budget numbers as to what it would cost. So I don't have anything other than to say that the Rivers Associates has presented a map, a proposal, and we're trying to figure out potentially what the cost would be instead of just going in there and clearing out the ditch along the alignment that it goes, and it's kind of a curvy path. The concept is maybe to go more on a straight line, which you might have to relocate a portion of the ditch. So we will need to bring this back. I think at this time, if you'd go ahead and approve this budget amendment, because they have done some work on mulching a portion of that ditch, but they're not going to do any clearing of the canal or anything until we nail down exactly how to proceed with the work, which doesn't really answer Mr. Colson's questions, but other than to say it is being studied, it is being looked at. Our consultant, Rivers Associates, has asked Carolina Earth Movers to give them some budget numbers so they can supply the town with some options in terms of cost as to how to address that ditch as we try to get it cleared out going west out of town as it meets the Edgecombe Drainage District in Edgecombe County. So if you consider approving that, I've got a $2,000 bill out of the $10,850. I don't expect to. Right now, the work is halted, other than I did give them permission to go ahead and do some mulching just to kind of clear the path. Basically, they've mulched up to the street where Mr. Colson has his house. But I don't anticipate any other work until we come back to you with cost estimates and options to see how we're going to proceed.
Okay, you heard the recommendation by our manager. Do we have a motion?
Mr. Mayor, may I've got here a mailing question.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. We are, of course, concerned about the Colson property and also that other property. I'm not sure how, I know that Mr. Colson has spoken already and apologized for being late. Are we proposing to move the money simply so that it's there, but we're not intending to move, to just go right on through that ditch?
That is correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Other than paying the $2,000 where they mulched, cut the trees down and
Yes.
mulched, but no more work besides that.
Okay.
Until we can come back to you, get your direction as to what option you want to go with to address the ditch.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Are there any other questions for the man? Okay, do we have a motion to approve the budget amendment number 8?
So moved.
Okay, the motion made by Commissioner Lilly. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Whitehurst. Are there any other questions or discussion? Okay, all in favor?
I'm sorry, I had just a quick question that popped in my brain.
Okay.
So, the 10,850, you said that it was probably gonna be it could possibly be more than that, depending on what their final plan is.
It'll probably be substantially more than that.
Okay, so, like, there's no intention to, and maybe this is what Commissioner Whitehurst was talking about, there's no intention to, like, go in there and chip away at it
No.
in any, I mean, you know, I don't wanna, like, just have the money sitting there and somebody say, oh, well, this has already been moved, and,
I've talked to Carolina Earth Movers. They understand that we're working with Rivers to come up with solutions or proposals, and they're not going to proceed with any more.
okay. And so, obviously, we would have to move more later.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just clarifying.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, because when we at that planning meeting, was the vote taken to approve this thing happening. And now we're just voting to move it from one line item to
Right, we
another.
hadn't identified where we were gonna pay for it from, so we're taking it out of the the $25,000 contingency fund. And I think that also that board vote was contingent upon recognizing the impact on Mr. Colson's house.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, at this time, do, all those in favor of to approve the budget amendment, number 8, if you show it by raising your voting sign? Okay, motion carried. All right. Next, at this time, we're gonna ask our manager to continue, on and, talk to us about the Smith Street Park, the walking trail and paving bids.
All right, as the board is aware, at your last meeting, you approved a bid by Bars Recreation for the equipment, and I'll be talking about that more, about the schedule for that equipment coming in and being installed. But we've been working with contractors to getting paving bids, and you'll see we've got 3 different paving bids on the agenda. And I think we've come to realize that we've got a little comparison between apples and oranges on these bids. The park master plan is a little bit, the path identified on the park master plan is different compared to the
actual-
existing
yeah,
walking trail today, because it's expanded. So we need to go back and clarify with these bidders that they are truly bidding on the master plan, not just paving what is out there today. So we'd like to bring this back to you and make sure we've got, I don't want to misrepresent it and have them come back with a change order that adds a certain amount of money to it, later on. So if we could defer this to March 3rd.
So, do I get a motion to, table this until March 3rd?
So moved.
Okay, motion made by Commissioner Conger. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner, Mayor Pro Tem Griggs. Any further, any discussion? Okay, no further discussion, new question. At this time, all in favor by raising your right hand, that we table this to our next meeting. Okay, motion carried unanimous. Okay, next to claim our attention, while the manager's right there, we're gonna talk about I guess we can hear from the Bethel Fire Department.
What do you want to do, the cemetery cleanup first?
Yeah, we do the cemetery.
Okay. So this item is entitled Annual Cemetery Cleanup Notice. So a few months back, a notice was sent out, I think via the town's website and Facebook page, desiring a cleanup of an annual cleanup of the 2 town cemeteries, both Bethel and Pine Lawn. And we were trying to suggest, and we really need to come back before you, because you're the decision makers for the town, obviously as the town board, but we were, suggesting that we do an annual cleanup, clearing up all the flowers and debris and stuff in the 2 cemeteries. But also, we wanted to come up with some suggested guidelines as to items that are allowed to be placed in the cemeteries and those that are not. So you've got a page here that's entitled Annual Cemetery Cleanup Notice, Bethel and Pine Lawn. We have allowable items such as live fresh cut flowers, artificial flowers. The things that we do not want out there are fences around the graves, rock border edges or rocks in general, benches, lights, trees, shrubs, grave blankets, folding chairs, flag poles, shepherd hooks, or hanging baskets. So we're trying to uniform the look of the graveyards. And a lot of these items make it very difficult for our contractor to actually go out there and mow the graves. Some people will put a little rock edge around the cemetery, try weed eating around that. Or if you have a little plastic picket fence around the grave, I mean, they don't have the time and they're not being paid enough to take all this stuff up, mow, and then place it back down. So we are suggesting that the board consider this. On the very bottom here, we see an important note that says, Bethel Public Works will annually perform a cleanup at cemeteries beginning the first week of March. Citizens need to remove all flowers and related items prior to March 1st. So this is a draft of what we're proposing, but we really do need you as a board to bless it in order for us to carry it out.
No, I had 2 different concerns. The first one, it talks about fences. What about the stuff that's already out there? I mean, there's some stuff that's been out there for longer than any of us have been alive.
We would, take it up.
Well, that's why we're asking to give the citizens the opportunity to go out and remove all that stuff.
Well, what
But if they don't,
happens if,
if they don't, we're gonna remove it.
okay, so because what happens if that family per se doesn't have either somebody here who can remove it or there's nobody left? I don't know how comfortable I am to go out
Well,
there and
well, here's
tear somebody's
here-
family plot up. I don't know, that's just me.
can I elaborate on that point?
Yes, you can.
Okay, if any of you will go to the cemeteries and look at it now, it's as far as the grass and stuff, it looks pretty good. But if you go out there now, we have a little bit of everything that anybody can imagine, and people now, they just go out there and whatever they want to put around their loved one's grave, that's what they put out there. And the thing of it is, we just want to keep it a nice, out of respect for their loved ones, we want to keep a nice, clean graveyard. And that's what we're trying to do. And right now, you go out there, they got beer bottles out there. They got chairs out there. They got anything that they can imagine on how they want to put around their loved one's grave and stuff. And even with us putting trash cans out there, they won't even put the dead flowers in the trash can and stuff. So what we want to do is, like I said, out of respect for their families and their loved ones that have passed, we want to go and clean up the graveyard to make it look like it should be a well-kept graveyard. And what we're doing is we've asked the citizens to give them the opportunity that if there's a fence or something they want to remove out there, they can go out there and they have the opportunity to do it. Well, come March 1st, if it's not done by then, we're going to take the whole month of March and we're going to remove that stuff. Now, let me explain something in reference to that. If there happen to be a homegoing service that where they need to bury someone, well, we're going to give them the opportunity. They can come and still put the flowers in there, but after say 7 days, we're going to go back and we're going to remove those flowers during that time frame. So after we clean up in March, you can go back out and you can put the flowers in. And to be honest with you, the bottom line is we have not really enforced the graveyard policy like we should. That's why we have all different kind of makeups around the graves out there. And like the manager's saying, when you're trying to weed eat and you got rocks and all this kind of stuff out there, and I'm gonna be upfront with you, we have a lot of people, they complain about the graveyard, but they're not willing to put the effort in to go out there and clean up around their loved one's grave. And so that's why we're giving you the opportunity to go out and remove anything that you might want to remove, and then you can come back and put the flowers once we clean it up. Because, you know, all it is just a bit having respect for the families and their loved ones out there. So,
And I want to make clear, I'm not talking about like the little stick it in the ground fences that you go out and buy at Lowe's. I'm talking about the fences that have been out there since the early 1900s.
Oh, if you're talking about
No.
the wrought iron metal
no,
fence?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
we're
we're not talking
not
about
gonna
that.
remove
Okay,
those.
yeah, okay, because
We're talking about
I read fences, I said,
Well,
oh.
plastic and wood, no.
So,
Exactly.
and my other concern was, can we have like an end date for this? Because here's what I foresee happening. Oh, well, it's March 15th, so that must be over. Let me go put this stuff out now.
Well, it's gonna be
So-
from the 1st of March to the end of March. That's what the
Okay,
end
okay.
date's gonna
So
be.
I would definitely recommend
Because we
putting
don't
an
know
end date.
how, if it takes 2 weeks or 3 weeks to get it done. So we just take the whole month of March to get it done, provided that the weather cooperates with us to be able to
Right.
get out there.
We could
Yeah.
put on here, items could be placed back April 1st.
Yeah, I just know that that's how, you know, a lot of people operate. Oh, well, it's a week later, so it must be fine.
And we
you
don't
know.
wanna upset anyone by saying, well, they didn't give us the opportunity to go out and remove sentimental items that they may have put out there on the graves or whatever.
About allowed items can be placed back beginning April 1st.
But they're limited on the items that they can put out there, correct?
Correct.
And just as a suggestion, I know, you know, in Robertsonville, this has been a big issue as well. And people have been having a fit. Where my grandparents are buried, you know, between March and I think it's the end of September, they allow flowers, but they're only using the saddle over the top of the grave. So that it doesn't matter if people go through and mow. Nobody's flowers are getting wrecked. You know, if you want to go out there in the summer and put, you know, a basket of daisies on your loved one's grave, use the saddle, and then the people can still go through and just.
So the saddle sits on.
The saddle
stone
sits
line.
on the top, over the top of the, now, obviously, that doesn't work if it's the little low to the ground headstone, but, it's just a thought that we might wanna consider, not to add a bunch of stuff to it.
Well, I think artificial flowers or fresh cut flowers, if they're in a saddle on the grave, I think that would be in conformance with flowers.
Yeah.
That'd be feasible.
And some of them do have vases.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're not trying to be insensitive.
But that means, you know, they can still go out there and mow and not have to worry about getting off every 5 feet to move flowers and
Right.
things like that.
All right. Is there any other question in reference to the cemetery cleanup?
Is that something we're talking about for this, starting this March coming up?
Starting,
March the first.
March
Yeah.
1st.
Okay, so we gotta send a notice? or
We've
we
already
do
sent
just
notice
post it?
out. It's been out for a couple months now. So, can I get a motion to adopt the, proposed annual cemetery cleanup notice?
I make a motion, we do that.
Okay, the motion is made by Commissioner Lilly. Can I get a second?
I second.
Second by Commissioner Conger. Is there any question or discussion further? Okay, if no question, no further discussion, all in favor by showing your voting sign? All right, motion carried. All right. Next, we'll have, managers to talk to us about the Bethel Fire Department, OSFM 50/50 grant.
okay, so Commissioner Lilly, Chief Lilly brought this up at the last meeting about the fire department's desire to apply for a OSFM, that stands for Office of State Fire Marshal 50/50 grant. Basically allows a department to apply for an $80,000 grant that's funded by $40,000 in local funds, $40,000 in state funds. So the fire chief and myself have met, and he has submitted a list of items. Primarily, all these items are for the new fire truck that is being built as we sit here and wait for it. It's anticipated to be delivered in late August,
August the 26th.
and he's come up with a list of $76,049.87 worth of equipment. I don't know if you want to talk about, maybe describe some of that equipment.
Okay, as you can see in your packet, a lot of things here, and I know you're not gonna be familiar with what this stuff is. But what it is, basically, everything on the new truck would be, new, pretty much. We did add a dryer in there for the building because we, you know, last couple of years, the town did, do a 50/50 grant so we could get a washer, so now we're having to hand dry the stuff and just letting it sit around in the building. So we did put that in there, and I got 2 walkie-talkies that would actually go on the truck. The radio system out of the old truck, 2102, that would come out far as the base station inside. So that would be back on there. Basically what this is nozzles, new hose, new supply line, basically everything you see. One thing we did add is we added a 1 3/4 water curtain and a 2.5 water curtain. And if you're not familiar with that, if we go to a structure and we got a structure here and we got a structure here, we could put that water curtain up in the middle and it would blow water on this structure. So try to keep some of the heat off of it. So that way we won't burn, even if we do trainings and stuff like that. But basically everything else you see in the radio package would be on the new truck.
So I would recommend and suggest the town consider allowing the fire chief to apply for the OSFM 50/50 grant. But I'd like you to consider, once the new truck is delivered, I would like the town to consider, to discuss selling that truck, needing to sell it because it'll be surplus equipment. But hopefully the funds that are raised by selling that truck can offset the $40,000, or it's actually $30,025, which is our portion of the 50/50 grant to replenish this money in the town's fund balance.
But I do ask also, if the town is willing to let us, we have our ISO, June of 27. I would like to hang on to that truck for the ISO because it would help us with our ISO rating, a good portion. So I know we were talking about going in and selling it, but, you were just looking, by the time it comes in, you're looking, what, maybe 8 or 10 months of hanging on to it just so we can get by on this ISO rating.
What's our current ISO rating?
4.4 /5. That means we're 4 in town and we're 5 anything out of town.
What do you hope or anticipate to?
I'm not gonna say we'd be able to go to a 3, I'm not sure. We have got a lot of stuff and a lot of this equipment will be on the new truck. I'm hoping to be able to help us on the rating also because some of this stuff we don't have. I'd love to go to a 3, whether or not we'll be able to do it. Only thing we can do is put it out and try to do it and hopefully we succeed on it.
What's the scale for the rating?
The lower rating is the better for your insurance.
Yeah,
Now, if we,
I knew that, but what's like, is it 1 through 5 or
no,
1
it
through
goes
10,
from,
or-
it goes from 1 to 10.
Okay.
So it's not like a Winterville or an Aden, what?
Greenville is the only one that I know of is a 1. And you see what they got, 8 stations and plenty of manpower and plenty of equipment.
What's the dollar difference from a 4 to a 3? What you're talking about is folks saving money
On the insurance. Now, I really couldn't tell you there. I tried to get it with Kevin. I was gonna try to figure it out, but, it can be anywhere from, I guess, $600 to $1,000 a year difference.
Depends upon the value of your property.
Plus,
how you-
it values your property and all that. I don't really know that. You have to be in the insurance business, I guess, to know that.
Could we get those numbers? Because I think it'd make a difference when you're striking for these kinds of things. I know if we don't have fire department, we in trouble.
Oh, yeah, 'cause you'll have a
Not just
10,
'cause
you
of
wouldn't even
fire.
have a rating.
Yes, but,
But every dot that we can go down, every point that we can go down, it doesn't do anything but help the town.
okay.
Right. So all the equipment that we're talking about here this is all for the older truck?
No, it's for,
It's all
majority of the
for the
equipment
new
we've got ordered is for the new truck.
So it doesn't come, this stuff doesn't really come with
No,
it?
sir. Instead of, 525,000, if you ordered all this, it would be 650 to 700,000.
So this is a $525,000 truck. We had originally identified where we took $375,000 from town fund balance. We were gonna seek a bank loan on roughly $150,000. I was talking to the fire chief, to commissioner. The county has a program where when you buy new trucks, I think you can participate once
25.
every 20 years,
No, it's once every 5 years now.
5 years ago, where they'll give us $25,000. So I told him we need to put our name in the hat for that. Since it is past July 1, it'll be next year's budget, so we should be able to be considered. Also, the county is presenting their fire study that they just performed by an outside consultant, I believe next Monday at their regular meeting.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully, maybe would be some other funding that would come our way to help us defray the cost of this truck through that study and their budget process. Let's wait wait and see on that.
But as of right now, they'll give us 25, and then, like he said, if the study changes and they decide to help and do anything, hopefully, even if it didn't go up to 50 to 75,000 for helping each truck. So that could be good.
So if the board would consider approving the application for the OSFM 50/50 grant, and if you can make it contingent upon is it 2102, the truck?
2102.
2102 eventually being sold to defray the town's cost in matching the $50/50.
I move we approve the request to submit the 50/50 grant.
Okay, we had a motion made by Commissioner Jones.
You said contingent upon,
The 2102 being sold at some point in time to defray the town's portion of the 50/50 grant cost.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I second.
Second by Commissioner Mayor Pro Tem Griggs. Are there any other questions or discussion in reference to? And do I need to have the manager to repeat the consideration?
I got it.
Straightforward 50/50 grant.
Okay, all right. All right, all in favor by raising your right hand. Okay, motion carried. All right, next we'll hear from our departmental reports, and we'll stay right there with the interim manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So you have your, first is the monthly town public safety report. I will make note, I reached out to Sheriff Nance asking if somebody from the sheriff's office could attend our meeting to maybe help elaborate on the numbers within that report. I'm waiting to hear back from them on that. Maybe we'll have someone here next month. But from what I can report, the latest numbers we have from them is through December 2025, or for the month of December 2025. In the category of violent crimes, the only thing you had was 2 assaults, no robberies, no murder, no sexual assault. Within the category of property crime, you only had 1 category, you had 1 larceny, no burglaries, no auto thefts, no arsons. And then there's other information in that report. Again, I would like to defer to them to maybe elaborate on how this breaks out other than that.
Okay.
You then have the monthly financial report. So we are 6 months through the year with this report through December 31st. So you're 50% through the fiscal year. On the top part of that form where it says, it's titled Budget versus Actual, on the revenues, you can see we're at 36%. But you might say, well, we're at 50% of the year, so why don't we have 50% of our revenues in the bank? We don't, because property taxes lag and sales tax that we receive lags, falls behind. It eventually catches up and we receive it. Eventually that will be 100%. On the expenditure side, you can see between all the different departments, funding areas of the town, we're at 34%. And so everything's running good there. On the cash balance report on the next page, we currently have total cash balance of $3,202,057, with the far majority of that invested with North Carolina Capital Management Trust Fund, which still continue to earn good monies for us. And Mr. Mayor, that's all I have.
Okay, you heard the financial report made by our manager. At this time, do I have a motion to approve the financial report?
Yeah.
Okay, motion made by Commissioner Conger. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second made by Commissioner Lilly. Is there any question, further discussion in reference to the finance report? If there's no further question or finance report, do I have let it be known by your voting signs, all those in favor? Okay, motion carried, all right.
Other than that, we have your next board meeting date will be Tuesday, March the 3rd, at 6 o'clock, which is actually the primary elections night. So maybe by the time we enter meeting, you'll have some indication of what some of the primaries, that they affect the town directly in terms of board members. And just a reminder, I think a reminder was sent out for those attending the Essentials of Municipal Government course, February 12th and 13th, this Thursday and Friday. That'll be in Rocky Mount, so we will, I believe we have Commissioner Jones, Griggs, and Conger, myself and the mayor. I don't know, Linda, are you attending? Okay. But I guess the 5 of us will be there for that. And Mayor, that's all I had.
Okay, next we're gonna ask Commissioner Lilly to turn his hat around, put on his fire chief hat.
Okay, for January the 1st to January the 31st, our call volumes, we've had 6 brush fires. We have 1 motor vehicle crash. House fires, we've had 4. Structure fires, we've had 1. And let me explain the difference between a structure fire and a house fire. House fire is just like it says, a house fire. But a structure can be a barn, anything like that that's, not, that's actually a stick build or something like that. We've had, let's see, we've had 2 assist EMS. We've had outside county fires. We've had 3 power lines down. We've had 4 other, which is illegal burns. We've had 2, and woods fires. We've had 2. Total 56 training hours for the month. 2109 has been in the shop for a week. Some stuff had went out on the front end of it. It was getting rough. So anyway, we just got that back. I hadn't got a bill or anything on it, but basically right now everything's up to par in the station. As far as the trucks and everything, I am 30 days behind on my hose testing. I've tried to get up with the guy that usually does it. He hadn't called me back. February, we're supposed to be doing our pumps and stuff, and in March, we're supposed to be doing our servicing of our trucks. For the last year, the same guy did it all. I know last year he waited to give me a bill until he did it all at $12,000. I told him this time I need a bill for each as he does it. I don't need to be waiting 6 months to be able to pay the bill. So, but anyway, as of right now, he has not called me back to go ahead and do the hose testing. But hopefully he'll come on up here. And I know it's been extremely cold. I wouldn't want to be out there in ice, do hose testing. So, but other than that, the paid guys, some of you might know one of them we're probably going to be losing March the 7th. Preston Elks, he's accepted a captain's position, daytime job with the city of Greenville. He's already with Greenville, so he'll be leaving, but he's contacted one of his guys that he works with, certified, and he's ready to go. So he's going to come over and join us and take Preston's place. And John and Lenny, they'll still be here. Everything's doing good, and the heat is in on the meeting room, and it's doing a good job.
Mr. Lilly,
Yes, sir.
4 house fires. That's not normal, is it?
No.
What, is there a way we can address that as a town? I hate for folks' house to be burned down.
Well, a lot of it, majority of it's got to do with the heaters and stuff that they're using the heat with. And a couple of them was electrical. So.
The house burned down or just
No.
start up fire?
Only one that actually burnt down. The other ones was electrical problems and stuff that burnt a wall out or burnt the receptacles out, and we've had to pull the meter or whatever or something like that. But it comes in as a structure fire, so that's what we had to table it as,
So it's the cold that's doing it?
basically.
Okay.
People getting these electric heaters, putting them on a extension cord, that don't work.
Okay.
May I? Sure.
Yeah.
Mr. Lilly, you mentioned, I got 2 questions, please. You mentioned paid, did you say paid guys we're losing?
Yeah, one paid guy.
Okay,
We only have one paid position, but there's 3 guys that actually fill that one paid position.
okay,
So they're part-time employees with no
Yeah.
benefits.
okay. And then the other one, the illegal burns. What's the illegal burn?
When you go out and you set something on fire that hasn't got to do with yard waste, tires, anything got to do, if it's yard waste, at one time you can burn it, but since we've got a town ordinance, you can't. But if it's anything other than yard waste, anything, cardboard, wood, or anything, it's a legal burn.
Is any fee associated with the illegal burn or anything?
Well, the first offense, we just tell them they need to put it out, and if we have to go back, I get the fire marshal involved. And then when I get him involved, he gets the forestry involved, because they're the ones that issue the permits and stuff to the town and to the hardware store.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, any other question for Commissioner Lilly?
And most of the time when it's an illegal burn, they don't have a permit.
And, I guess, Chief, while you're right there, will you let the citizens know where to get the permit from if they're gonna burn, well, they,
Is it gonna be here now or what?
Yeah, according to the town code of ordinances, it's issued by the town hall.
Okay. If you need to get a burn permit, you need to come to the town hall. That's for city burn or
Town.
town burn. Anything else, I think, guess you would go to the hardware store and see Mr. Jerome.
but at the same time, we're talking about the permits. Right now, we have it no burning in the city limits, period.
Period.
Yeah, there's very little exception to that.
Okay. And I'm quite sure somebody's wondering, well, you saying you can get a permit and then you say you can't burn. Well, as it stands right now, we still were sticking with the ordinance that says that you cannot burn inside the city limits. All right. And, Chief, if you would talk a little bit about how it is for your vehicles when you're going out during the snow.
It was rough during the snow. We went down both days before it started on the first weekend and the second weekend. Made sure everything was up and running. I did talk to the mayor and the manager. I did get the backhoe for the town. It's also in the station. So we were able to drag, push, or whatever we needed to do. Earl Harris, right in the back, he brought his own tractor with his own blade on it, and him and Alex, they've scraped the parking lot, the day-night, the Dollar General, the Family Dollar, and I don't know what all they did scrape, and they did that at free of charge. So, but we did access the backhoe so we can use it. So that's one good thing we're able to do, for structure fires, wrecks, or whatever, we've got capability of using the backhoe. That's a good thing. But it was rough. We got called out Saturday night to go to Canita for a structure fire. There was probably 10 inches of snow on the ground, and them guys were scared to drive. You couldn't drive about 10 miles an hour. But they got where they needed to go, and then they canceled us to come back, but everything turned out great.
Okay. All right, thank you, Chief. Public Works, we're gonna let our managers talk on behalf of the Public Works.
All right, so I gave an update on the stormwater project. Related aspect to that, Rivers did talk about a stormwater utility fee study. I did ask them to give us a proposal on that. That'd be one way to help pay for some of these stormwater projects. Also talked to Rivers about giving us a format to issue an RFQ. It's a request for qualifications, maybe to establish them as our town engineer, so we don't have to do an RFQ every time we need an engineering service. So probably be bringing that back to the board in March. That's, other than the Smith Street Park project, just to give you an update. So for the playground equipment installation, the order on that is gonna be, we're actually gonna be receiving the equipment next week, as I understand. They will begin installing. We'll have a final walkthrough at about the first week of March. The relocation of the existing playground, hopefully going to the Field of Dreams, will be that first week of March as well, if it can be moved. And then the work on the shelters and the concrete work under the shelters and the walkways and whatnot, that'll begin mid-April and about the second week of May, with a final walkthrough for the end of May. So things are moving forward on that.
All right, and as the manager has said, our town attorney, he's at another meeting on tonight, and at this time, we're gonna ask Commissioner Conley, do you have anything?
No, I'm just happy to see y'all out here and everybody survived the snowstorm.
Commissioner Lilly?
I'm good. I'm glad to see everybody. Keep on coming out. Invite somebody to come out with you next time.
Mayor Pro Tem Breeze?
I'm just glad to see everybody out, see different faces, but we want you to continue coming, and we want to hear your input.
Commissioner Whitehurst?
I have nothing to say.
Commissioner Jones?
I'm good. I said enough tonight.
Okay, I'd just like to thank everybody for being safe and continue to be as safe as you can. And I thank Mr. Harris for all the work that he put in, along with Alex Lilly, to clear the parking lots and some of the roads here, so that we could travel up and down At the same time, I thank all of you for being patient with, it's like this, you had the ice storm to come before, and you got a lot of limbs that are falling, and, a lot of them that did fall, and we still got a lot of them that have fallen that's in people's yards. And if you would just pass the word around to us, for those that can and will, we still like for them to try to at least cut those limbs up so that our guys can pick them up. The gentleman that we hired to do the pickup for us, I think they did a great job also of picking up the limbs and stuff and removing them out of the road. Our public works guy did a great job of removing limbs that had fallen in the road and everything. And we just ask you to continue to be safe and continue to invite others to come to our town hall meetings and stuff. And we got some great things that are going on here. We got some hard-working people that are doing a great job, and we just thank the citizens that how they just reached out and chipped in to remove the snow and everything. And as you go around Bethel, you're looking at, they got homes that are still going up. We still got areas that are being cleared and stuff. And so we just ask you to stay encouraged and keep praying for this board as well as for myself. And we're gonna make things happen, and we do it by a community working together. All right.
Carl, can I say one more thing? Sure. Just to let you know, July is, we're gonna canvass the area again with smoke detectors. So if you need smoke detectors, or you know somebody that needs smoke detectors, get up with the town, or get up with me, or somebody in the fire department, and we need your name, your address, and then we'll give you a call and see about putting them up. But July is gonna be smoke detector month, so we'll be canvassing. I think they're gonna send me about 50 smoke detectors, so we'll be able to put them up again this year.
And also, last but not least, I'd like to say to you to please visit our library. We got a lot of great things, a lot of great programs that Miss Reese and Miss Barbara are putting out each month. There's a lot of great things that are happening at the library over there. So we ask you to go over and patronize our library. And I'm quite sure you're gonna be very impressed with what's happening over at the library there. So we ask that you come. Yes, ma'am.
Say a little something about the library and everything that's going on. Our support from Bethel has been great, but I'm starting to be very amazed at how the word is getting out to the outlying areas. We're having people driving from Washington, Williamson, Robertsonville, Pineda, that are coming in there now. So it's not only Bethel that's supporting us, and it's good news that we're drawing people from the outlying areas.
Wow.
And those informational sheets that we put on the seats, please don't throw them away. Take them and take a look at them and look at, because there are some great programs that's going on over at the library. And last but not least, we ask you to please consider joining the Sunshine List. It's a list of individuals and organizations who request to have town notices emailed to you. You can join via the listing at the podium, calling town hall, or on the website at bethel.org. Basically what it is, our clerks, they post so you know what's actually going on at the town hall. And for those of you that may not know, if you don't attend the meetings, at least you can get the minutes from the town hall. And the way our minutes are, you get a set of minutes, and what it is, you get the minutes, say for this meeting, but these minutes won't be approved until the next meeting. Yeah. But we definitely would love to continue to have you to come out to our town hall meetings. And those that live in the ETJ in the rural area of Bethel, encourage them to come out too, because there are some things that affect the community and citizen right inside the city limit that may also affect those out in the rural area. And having said that, do I have a motion to go into our closed session?
So moved.
And that's for attorney-client privilege. Motion made by Commissioner Lilly. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mayor Pro Tem Griggs. And all in favor, by raising your right hand. All right. And we thank each and every one of you for coming, and continue to be safe and stay warm and try not to set no fires.